Hi, welcome to Talking Tech. I'm your host, Marcus Yam, and with the launch of the Raptor Lake family, that's the 13th gen Intel Core processors for both mobile and desktop, we're here to check out all the greatest new PCs and other designs at CES. Now, we're here with iBuyPower, joined by Brad Soken to tell us all about what's new from iBuyPower. Brad, thanks for joining me, and just quickly introduce yourself.
So I'm Brad. I lead the product team at iBuyPower. We do all of the custom configuration planning. We do a lot of the validation testing on new components. So when new processors come out, we test all of the performance, power and thermal, and those kinds of things, and we help spec out systems, that are going to be offered to customers.
So you see these two 13th gen Raptor Lake base systems. Let's start with this one. What's new with this machine you've got?
So it's a couple of things going on. So as you mentioned, we've got 13th gen Core i7 13700K processor. We're also offering it with the Intel Arc graphics. So these are built to order, configurable with different storage and memory and motherboard options and things like that. And this is actually a brand new case that we just launched at CES. So this is the Hyte Y40. Hyte is iBuyPower's sister brand. So iBuyPower builds custom desktops, and Hyte does cases and accessories and things like that. This is our new case that we just launched yesterday at the show, and people are already kind of going nuts over it.
So first of all, about the system here, this is like the full, you got the Intel CPU, you've got Intel Arc graphics. Clearly I can see that this case is here for people who really want to proudly display their system, right? Especially the GPU, because you're using a PCIe riser there, so you can have it kind of just right there on the same plane as your CPU.
Yeah, the Hyte family of cases, so the Y60 that we launched last year and the Y40 that we just launched now, they're both based around vertical graphics configurations, right? Like it's a gaming PC. It's the heart of what people really want to show off, and it looks. A lot of people, their companies put a lot of effort into the design of their graphics card coolers, and in a lot of cases it just kind of gets hidden, under the bottom of the card, and we really want people to be able to show that off. And I think that you can totally see here with the Intel branded card, all the RGB is on display, it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, the aesthetic is it's pretty nice. I like it. Now, I know we're kind of one of the first to see it, and I can't help but notice that the plastic is still on the case. So, hey, if you don't mind, can we just do a quick peel on camera here?
Yeah, sure,
here,
go for it.
I'll grab one side and you grab the other. Let's just peel this right in. Ready?
Yeah. Oh.
Let the brain sit, man. Oh, we got a little trash can.
Oh, it's like in the bottom of the.
We're gonna clean that up in a little bit, but that was super cool. Thanks for letting me do that. But you've got another thing to show us. So what do we have here?
All right, so this is actually a proof of concept system that we put together. We call it the Element Dual because it is built around a system that we call the Element, which is the custom configured system in the Hyte Y60 case. But it also has a second element, which is the Intel NUC compute element mounted in the back. So it's actually a dual system, one for gaming and one for capture and streaming, things like that. And we actually built the Element into the case. It doesn't have a ton of modifications to it. It hides very nicely right where the mechanical drives would typically go in the case, and it saves you a ton of desk space. You only need to have one power supply, one set of cables, one set of keyboard and mouse, and you can have two PCs. Again, one dedicated to play your games, and the other one dedicated to capturing or streaming, so that you don't have that performance impact on. It kind of doesn't really matter how powerful your PC is. If you're capturing 4K footage and trying to encode that, it's gonna hurt your FPS a little bit, and this one kind of leaves it, completely alone.
So basically, it's a PC inside a PC.
Yes.
Can I take this cover off? I want to see.
Yeah, just push on the little paddle there.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, there it is. That's the back of the Element. Is the Element name?
Yes.
That's the Element that I've seen in Dragon Canyon. That's our gaming NUC, and you've got the Elgato capture card in the back of that.
Yes.
So you imagine this is for streamers, like I said, desk space, one system, no sacrifices or compromises to performance. full streaming quality, no drop in any frames quality. And of course, on the gaming side, you can pair it with 13th gen CPU, the GPU they want, and yeah, it's two PCs in one. I can't help but notice though, I've seen other people do this, like DIYing themselves, not fully supported specs by Intel, but given that they kind of go in PCIe slots, we've seen previous generations of NUCs go inside a PCIe slot. But I noticed that's not the setup you guys have gone with. So tell me, how did that's not even plugged into a PCIe slot at all? How did you come up with this setup?
Yeah, so we wanted to kind of make this something we could do with as little custom fabrication and mods to the case design as possible. So it runs off of the same power supply as comes with the regular system. So all you need is an extra 8-pin that's going to plug into the compute element. And then the element is actually set up in BIOS to turn on when the system turns on and to turn off when the system turns off. So there's no extra ribbon cable or extra power button or anything like that. And we can have software set up so that you can use one set of keyboard and mouse and just sort of function key your way between the gaming PC and the streaming PC.
And that's the setup you have right now. You're actually showing off, here's kind of the main PC that you have on the side, and actually, if you had the case on, you didn't even tell anyone.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even know that there's a second hidden PC back here. So this is kind of your main one, and then this vertical display, that's actually OBS running the stream from this, and of course that's the system information showing our NUC element there.
Yeah, we've got a Core i9, or two Core i9s, right? So you could have a Core i9 in the main PC and a Core i9 in your compute element. Both of them are the new, hybrid architecture. So I'd have to do the math to figure out how many cores this thing has right now.
No, you got your 8+8 on the Alder Lake based system, and you've got your 8 plus up to 16 on the 13th gen Raptor Lake base. So yeah, no shortage of cores. You could honestly, you could play games on both of them. You can just kind of switch. I mean, you'd want to play your main game on the Raptor Lake, but that Alder Lake is no slouch. So pretty cool. Anything else you want to show off on this system?
One of the other things I think that we did for this, I've seen, you mentioned, a couple of people have done this as their own one-off
hobby, DIY.
We included that full PCIe capture card, right? So it's about kind of cleaning up the space, minimal number of wires, and yeah, I think that kind of completes it. Where we have that 4K capture card, and it's also inside the main PC, kind of out of the way, so you don't have to worry about having something plugged in externally to capture video, and it's connected to the compute element to handle all of the rendering and processing.
And I like the little secret PC hidden in there aspect, instead of just this element just kind of hanging off of a PCIe slot. So hey, super cool. Thanks for showing me. Very cool. Can't wait to see more from what you guys are doing for later this year, but off to a great start, and I love it. Brad, thanks so much for talking tech.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.